binge review for Space Force on Netflix. It was a slow build. Now, from the first episode, that tone is set. Like, this is more of a witty, a more sarcastic, passive-aggressive type of a TV show. And I thought that it was going to be like an in-your-face, like a spoof. But no, it actually it's like real life. It like takes itself seriously. This is a serious situation, but people are people, and just some people are just well equipped. Some people are not. Some people will foam the ball and make light of the situation. Some people will purposely troll and try to sabotage things and stuff like that. You know, it takes itself seriously in a serious situation in a unlikely kind of a way, if that makes any sense. I'm just probably just rambling on about whatever I'm thinking, right? Who should run the Space Force? Now, originally, I'm like, it's the Air Force. That makes more sense. I mean, you mostly you send pilots, they become astronauts and things like that, right? Then I thought about it. Think about Star Wars. Think about this. The Navy, should run the Air Force. I mean, the Space Force. Think about it. They already have a naval fleet with aircraft carriers take off and things like that. They're in the air, baby. They're in the air. Not just Air Force doing that. They're in the air. But think about Star Wars, the Imperial Navy naval fleet. These ships they're more similar to aircraft carriers and submarines and destroyers and things like that from Battlefield, right? Battleship, right? But they act more like a Navy situation. More than anything, I love the dynamic between the character development between Steve Carell and his daughter, played by Diana Silvers. Aaron, I thought that they were either gonna go with the whole brat, spoiled brat kind of a thing, but no, she's very smart. Her adolescence takes place in a realistic, in her situation kind of way. Now, she could be one of those army brats that just goes straight up army brat, but you can tell that she has a positive and a bright future, and she doesn't want to lose that, and she doesn't want to lose her family, and she's just disappointed, very disappointed of where things have gone since they've been put in this situation. The whole thing with Lisa Kudrow, Maggie's character. Oh my God! How weird is that name, Nard? Anyway, like that look on her face when they found, well, we're not going to DC, we're going to Colorado, and the look on her face about their lives being uprooted and going and starting off in the way that they didn't expect it to, and then instantly she's in jail, she's in prison for a crime I don't think they disclosed. If I'm not mistaken, they never told us what she did, but it was big. She's in there for 40 years. What the hell did she do? So guys, if you know what she did, if I missed it, tell me what she did. And if you can speculate what she probably did if they didn't disclose it, you got sentenced to 40 years. What do you think, based on her character and how she is, what do you think she did? Maybe, I don't know. Let's speculate that. It's probably funny if they never tell us. It was kind of great. Fred Willard, man, I forgot that he recently passed away, and it was awesome that we got to see the scenes that he filmed, that he did mostly on the phone with his family, and that back and forth between him and his granddaughter, between Diana and Fred, that was hilarious. John Malkovich's character, the scientist, the doctor, I love the fact that it started off with these two guys were probably going to be two sides of the same coin, kind of a yin yang kind of a thing. It's like, look, you're the typical stereotypical general guy who just wants to blow things up. You're the typical nerd guy that just wants to analyze and kumbaya everything. But they find a way to prove that we're not actually that different after all. John Malkovich's character at times can go into that Cro-Magnon state, and Steve Carell's character showed in many episodes that he has a deep, sensitive side, and he listens. He's got compassion. He's one of these generals that you're kind of glad that they're out there, with a level head, and they really care. Tawny Newsome, and I was blown away. The one thing I noticed when I first saw her and Steve Carell interact with that awkward beginning with the helicopter rides, I thought, okay, are they going to be a couple? Is something going to happen between them two? And I'm glad I was wrong about that, because then it went another direction with Jimmy O Yang, his character, and it cracked me up. Like I said, Angela Ali is my favorite character on there, and that the dynamic and the growing little attraction between her character and Chin. I saw it coming within a couple of first episodes when Chin was saying I'm on those dating apps where Asian people. I didn't know that if this statistic is true, that Asian people who get with black people, have black and Asian. That is a dynamic that's not typical, but when it happens, the success rate of their marriages are very high. And I was like, I bet that's true because out of all my friends that are and have black and Asian relationships, the ones that are married, they haven't broken up yet. Don Lake, his that weird general that he is, I think a 1 star, that assistant role that he plays is, I don't know what's going on, but I'm looking at him. I'm curious of what he's really all about. I have theories about his character. I have theories, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. Maybe you guys, you saw what I saw. I was glad that they didn't harper on the whole Russia thing. You need to get along with Russia thing and whatnot. They threw little jabs at POTUS, but they went out of their way to make this okay, if in real life, what we're kind of thinking in real life, if this is happening, let's let this succeed because it's a cool thing. Even though Space Force isn't new, this is I think it's America's second run at this. It's not like POTUS didn't invent this during his term. This has been done before in the previous term. It was done, it was taken away, it was given back to the Air Force, and now it's being made its own thing again. But it's like that's how it's kind of acting, and where you have Roy Wood Jr. with him being an army, looking at both sides, the Air Force versus the Space Force, kind of being that military branch in the middle of that. Like everybody's kind of just like, all right, guys, if you guys are gonna do this, like, all right, let's just be as civil as possible. Let's just get this thing done. Overall, this is a funny show. I am looking forward to a season 2, to the whole dynamic, like I said, with the relationship with Mark and his wife Maggie, and what's going to go move forward with Kelly. I'm very interested in that. I want to see what's going to happen with Chin and Angela. So I'm very curious on a lot of what's next in the development on this. Now, Ben Schwartz, man, you are crushing it, bro. Why are you always being cast as this type of a character? You kind of being in physical form, you're kind of being typecast. But your voice actor, your Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm sure you're not worried too much about it because you crush this type of a role each and every time you do it. After the whole time he was on screen, oh my God, especially the episode. When he was with what's her name from Star Wars. She was she's in this new Battlefront game. The other marketing person that from True Blood. What's her name? The other marketing person that he had a history with. Any excuse to see her on screen. I'm sorry. Damn it, why am I forgetting her name? I'm sorry. You guys will tell me later. Put it in the box below and let me know what you guys thought about it. But dude, why are you always being typecast, man? Every time you was on screen, I kept thinking, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't. The whole time, I'm just thinking, that's all I'm thinking about, right? But hey, it's good to be black on the moon. And before I let you go, here's what she should have said. If I were her, there's a lot of pressure on how you follow it, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Here's how. This is what I would have said. Now, because obviously you're black, you're a woman, and all this stuff, don't make it about race, don't make it about your gender. No, he made it about gender. One small step for mankind. Okay, you can argue with that. So you can make it about gender a tad. Don't make it about race, but still, I would have thrown it in there. So I would have said something on the lines of, I'm excited to be a woman taking these next steps that will lead the human race into the future. Boom! But hey, it's good to be back on the moon too, you know what I'm saying? So if that happened in real life, like I said, the second I saw that, I was like, well, her street cred went up. I mean, how can you follow up with Small Step for Mankind with "It's good to be black on the moon"? Man, damn it. So there you go. I guess so. But hey, a street cred went up. So like I said, let me know what you guys think about that. Put it in the box below. And let's talk about what's next to binge on this channel. And until next time, guys, hey, peace.
Take it to that position.
When I did that, was that too much? Did I violate? Stuff like that.
I don't think that's ever happened to me. I don't think any guy that I've been with has ever recapped. They'd be like, wow, that was amazing. But